What is the stupidest way you got a scar? I was holding a super soaker reservoir bottle underwater at a lake to fill it up. It slipped out of my hand and shot up out of the water. Hit me in my lip and split it open all the way through to the other side. Needed stitches inside my mouth and right below my bottom lip. Got a small scar from it. My father fell off his motorbike and went through a bush which contained a barbed wire fence. Tore his mouth up pretty bad. But that's not the story I am telling. No. My auntie had knee surgery when I was a toddler, and as she was just about able to walk she came over to visit. Toddler me, being a little shit, decided to go over to her with my plastic mallet and bopped her on her knee. My father laughed so hard that his stitches opened. This is the best story I've ever heard. The headrest of our bed was made of solid wood and had curved edges. It was wide enough for a 2-year-old me to sit on, and I used to love sliding off it. Well, one night I sat on it to slide as usual with my legs on either side. My leg on the bed got stuck between the pillows and I fell face first on the floor. Got a cut on my forehead which required 6-7 stitches. Damn. Had a similar story with my sibling. I was acting out being pushed and told my brother to push me onto my bed. I went straight back, smacking my head onto the wooden headrest. Woke up at the hospital with 4 new staples in the back of my skull. 4 new staples. How many times have you done this? Laughing my butt off. Someone said that knife is for cutting tape, so it won't cut people, and I checked. This reminds me of working in a dish room at my university. We had a strict no cutting utensils rule for things being sent back to us. They had to be hand washed by their stations. The pizza station sent back their pizza cutters and our disled yelled at them. The person from the pizza station said they aren't sharp enough to cut you and proceeded to grab it like he was a claw machine. It cut him on every finger, and we never had to deal with pizza cutters again. For clarity, the reason we had a not cutting utensils rule is they soaked in a tub before we sent them through the machine and we constantly were having to stick our hands in there. Yeah. I have a scar on my palm from a steak knife that someone put in a bathtub full of soapy water. I had one chef at a place I worked at throw knives halfway across the kitchen into the tub. This happened even when he had to throw it between 2 waitresses. I quit the place soon afterward once I found out the manager was an addict, which is why he let a lot of this type of person work there. Dangerous ducking place. Lots of shit went down there while I was there. Edit, man, you people out here being cool chefs and shit. I just clean dishes, man. They're still the cleanest in the kitchen because covered in bleach water constantly, lol. When I was 10 I wanted to cut a coconut with a big machete, and on the first try I hit my thumb. Luckily I didn't hit it too hard, but I have a permanent scarf on my thumb now. Does it not stay warm by itself anymore? Changed a light bulb standing on a glass coffee table. Yep, I fell into the table. I had a light bulb explode in my hand once while I was changing it. I've never actually flown from a table before that day. I also don't change many light bulbs. This happened to me once as well. I now have a case of light bulb PTSD, and every time I change a light bulb I instinctively flinch. Saw it happen to a roommate, and I now wear gloves, safety glasses every time. So far so good, but eyelines be damned if I risk changing one without PPE. Besides protecting the hands, the gloves prevent finger oils from transferring onto the light bulb itself. I read somewhere that those oils and their heat capacity can cause varying temperature differences on the bulb, etc., leading to higher incidences of breaking. So I don't take chances there either. Kid in the church nursery hit me in the eye with a plastic carrot. It was 40 years ago. I've still got a scar. Carrots are good for the eye after all. Yeah, but not plastic carrots. I couldn't tie my laces as a kid and liked to walk with my hands in my pockets. This led to me tripping over my laces, no hands to protect, and landing face first onto a stone step, the corner of which went right between my eyes, leaving a small scar where my monobrow grows. Monobrow? Not anymore. Well, it's kind of monobrow. I do tell people it's where the evil Lord Voldemort tried to murder me as an infant. The boy who lived. Dripping burning plastic on my hand to see if it would scar. Science. Remember, the difference between science and doing something stupid is if you learn something from it. This does check just about every box of the scientific method. I stuck a hand between the gears of my grandmother's sewing machine while it was running. Ouch. Damn. How many stitches? Careful now. You don't want to start a pun thread. Yeah. We don't needle one of those. My foot was itchy, so I used a hunting knife to scratch it. I've done that with the sole of my foot. It didn't scar, but oh my god, the bloodless from a foot wound is scary. I can add to that. Almost 2 years ago, I had cuts on my foot because it was the best place to hide them. I later moved to my thighs, but that's besides the point. And I had a utility blade from the garage sitting there. I didn't apply any pressure at all. Just moved it across my foot, and boom. Blood squirts everywhere, and doesn't stop. Even with multiple bandages. I was scared I was going to die that night. But here I am. Anyways, just some therapy, because I gotta pay for that shit, lol. I was in a cornfield, and grabbed a cob of corn to throw at a friend. The leaf from the corn stalk went between my middle and index fingers as I released the throw, and sliced the webbing open deep enough that I could see my tendons. That was 25 years ago, and I still have the scar. I always laugh at those movies where people run through cornfields like it's tall grass. You get roughed up doing that. Not to mention the cults of children who dwell in them. Probably listening to Con and 9 Inch Nails. Oh, and Alice in Grains. 10-year-old me shredded too hard on a razor scooter. Did you scar your ankle, knee, or face? I hit a bump going down the steepest hill in my hometown and gave the concrete a pretty good people's elbow. Still have a 3-inch scar that wraps around my elbow and looks pretty gnarly for a razor scooter accident I took on a hill, but realized I was barefoot halfway down and didn't want to burn my foot on the break, and the hill ended in woods. So I just jumped off. Still have the scars on my hand, foot, and elbow. Skating down the roof didn't come as planned. What color was the towel tied over your shoulders as a cape? It has to be solid red or blue. It became red. When I was about 12, we had a new kitten at home, and it scratched my hand. Not deep at all. It was just a kitten scratch. Being 12, I thought it would be really cool to have a scar, and kept picking at it for days. On purpose. I am now 38, and I have a cool scar on my hand. No regrets. I remember having a very similar thought process around 9. I refused band-aids thinking scars would make me look cool. I am now 30 and none of those scars stuck. I do have a variety of ones gained in my 20s. I have to put extra sunscreen on though, so joke's on me. I got stung on the finger by a yellow jacket a few years ago. And my hand swelled up till the skin was taut on all my fingers. All the little scars all over my fingers became apparent again. So if you want to see your cool scars again, just try catching some yellow jackets. When I was a kid, I'd been watching Dukes of Hazzard with my grandpa. We went out to his book, and I tried sliding over the hood, like they do in the show, but got caught on the hood ornament, and sliced a huge gash in my leg. I have a scar on my eyebrow from my brother hitting me in the head with a belt, while he was pretending to be Indiana Jones. Or, if he'd got you on the chin, then you would have been 90. Burnt my arm on the side of an oven tray, because I took it out with the wrong hand, and had to cross over to shut the oven door. Left an inch-long scar that took a painful 2 weeks to heal. I have a number of these on my biceps from working at a bakery. Was carrying a stack of trays with oven mitts, and they slid back into my arms. Proud baker scars. Held packaging in my palm, and tried to open it with a knife by poking it. Not my proudest moment. That's okay. Tons of people get knives stuck through their hand by trying to pit an avocado they're holding. I burned myself with mashed potatoes. I knew potatoes were deadly, but no one ever believed me, and now I finally have proof. I was playing with a hot spatula in the school laboratory and burned myself. It hurt so bad that my friend didn't know how to make me feel better, so she took the same spatula and burned herself. 6 years later, and we have twin scars. That's a real homie right there. So I tried to sharpen my right index finger with those small pencil sharpeners in kindergarten. I did the same thing. I was probably about kindergarten aged as well. We had a pet hamster that died, and when my parents told me, I became hysterical. I guess it was the first I had to process death. but in my tantrum I grabbed a pencil sharpener, put my finger in it, and gave it a good twist. I have no idea why. Sliced the shit out of finger, which just escalated the entire ordeal. How the hamster died is a story all in its own. Okay. So we had this hamster for quite a while and we could always kind of pick him up, and he was generally pretty cool about that kind of stuff. Well, as he got a little older he got sick. So my mom was holding him and petting him and trying to comfort him. I guess because he wasn't feeling well. He got upset and bit my mom's finger, and her natural reaction was to yank her finger away. Except Daniel hung onto the finger just a little too long and ended up getting catapulted across the room until he went splat against the wall. And that was the end of Daniel. He was a good hamster though. My parents were so mortified about the way I handled Daniel's passing that when the cat died the following year they were afraid to tell me. So instead they said that Harry the cat went to the beach to live with my aunt so he could breathe better, which I believed for probably longer than I should have. I would occasionally ask how Harry was doing at the beach all the way up to like age 12 when they finally decided to tell me that Harry died 6 years earlier. Here I was thinking this 24-year-old cat was living at the beach all this time. Was playing a Ms. Pac-Man machine in a laundromat. Inky snuck up on me. I flinched. Need the padlock on the coin insert. Blood everywhere. Cool scar. But damn you Inky. Inky made you get the inky everywhere. Sorry, I'm not good at jokes. In 1983, when I was 6, I fell down the stairs and hit my arm on a giant ATS stereo that my parents were using as a baby gate at the entrance to the steps. Smashed the glass door, and I got a 2-inch long scar that runs up and down the inside of my right wrist. In high school, I had 2 teachers notice the scar and thought I had tried to cut my wrist in a suicide attempt, and I was asked to attend counseling. I ended up having to have my parents write a letter on my behalf and show them like pictures of me when I was 7 or so with the same scar. Great teachers. Not. Dumb 6-year-old me makes a little tower of pillows, jumps at the tower of pillows, makes wrong calculation of jumping position, and instead of hitting the pillow tower, he hits the headboard. I got a cool scar though, without permanent brain damage, so it's a nice trade. Without permanent brain damage. That's what you think. You were actually on track to be a child prodigy. If he hits his head again he may still have time to become an adult prodigy. All my scars are stupid. I have a big cheek scar from when some dick at school slammed a door handle into my face. Almost lost my eye. I have a scar on my foot where I dropped an axe on it. And I have a scar from an ant bite in kinda the shape of the ant. The ant made art. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more videos.